Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick video here on these two Bluetooth speakers that I got off Amazon. So the first one here on the left, in the left corner here, is the Anker Sound Core. I know they have different models, but when I ordered mine I couldn't find any other name given to it other than just that. So Anker Sound Core, two speakers with a little bass port in the middle. Goes from the back, goes to the front to help amplify the bass a bit. Seems to do a decent job. Alright, and on the right is the Zoee Tree S4. I'll just go through some of the features really quickly that's listed. The battery on the Anker lasts for 24 hours of straight playtime. On the Zoee Tree, it's between 8 and 10 hours. The Anker, the Bluetooth range is 66 feet. The Zoee Tree is 33 feet. Sound quality on this one is very clear. Not irritating to listen to at all. No background static or anything like that. The Zoee Tree, on the other hand, there is slight background static, and it is a little bit irritating to listen to. The reason for that I discovered as I was analyzing it is that the treble doesn't go very high. My own hearing is actually pretty limited. My hearing cuts out at just above 12 kilohertz, and that's it. I can't hear above that. Lots of construction, I guess, has damaged my hearing. And the Zoee Tree is just, I think its limit is even lower than that, because honestly, either that or the sound balance is way off, because the treble on it is a little bit irritating. It's around like 10 kilohertz or something, that range. That is just irritating to listen to. For short periods of time, it's not a big deal, but if you listen to it for like 10 minutes more, which I think everybody's going to do, it becomes pretty irritating, and it's just not really that pleasant. And there's also that little bit of background static. In reviews, I have read that people have minimized the static by jacking up the volume as much as possible on their device before having to use the volume on the speaker itself. So that helps. So that also gives you a clue into how the Zoee Tree works. It works basically like you connecting your phone or MP3 player to the auxiliary input to your car stereo, where you have two independent volume controls. Whereas the Anker is completely controlled by your phone, and vice versa. So when you hit full volume on your phone, you're getting full volume of the speaker itself. I think that's a definite bonus over the Zoee Tree. Speaking of sound, so the loudness, this is something that I noticed and is definitely very telling of the quality of what you're getting. The Anker goes nice and loud. The Zoee Tree can only go about 3/4 of the volume of the Anker. And with its other two drawbacks of the static and the slightly irritating treble, I don't know, it's just not worth it to me. And especially when the whole point of a Bluetooth speaker is to be able to use it in places where you do not have other sources of sound available to you. For instance, I use it for listening to audiobooks and podcasts while I'm delivering parts at work, because I can't hook up to the car stereo with the company car. In that environment, volume is very, very important, because if it happens to be raining and you're on the highway, then what? You don't want to be having to reposition the speaker, because then that completely defeats the whole purpose of hands-free, right? The only thing that the Zoee Tree does slightly better than the Anker is bass. This one apparently is supposed to have 3 drivers, I think 1 in the middle or something, or maybe these are just supposed to be a bit more powerful than this. So yeah, it has a bit more bass, but honestly, it's maybe like, take 25% of the bass this makes and add it, and that's basically how much this has. It's noticeably more, it's a bit nicer, but it still sounds kind of flat, like this one does. It's not deep and rich and full like you would with a really high-end Bluetooth speaker. On to the price. The Anker is $49.99 on Amazon, and the Zoee Tree S4 is $29.99. And so with these differences, I honestly would just go for the Anker. It's just nicer. You don't have to deal with any of the drawbacks of the Zoee Tree, the static, the low volume, the irritating treble. It's one of those things where I'd rather buy something for a little bit more money and not want to change it than to buy something cheaper thinking I'm saving and then later think after a couple months go, oh my goodness, I just want something better. I just want to get rid of this. And then you end up buying something else. And now the $30 you spent on this is basically a complete waste because you ended up replacing it anyway. So save yourself the money. Just go ahead and get the Anker, in my opinion. So I'm just going to turn them on really quick so you can know what they sound like, at least when they turn on. There you go. And then when it connects, it's like a dee-doo. It's kind of nice. Sounds kind of simple, very nice.
Enter to Bluetooth.
So there you go. There's the notification sound there.
It's connected.
There you go. I'll just disconnect it now.
Bluetooth cancelled.
There you go. So the volume difference is not much, actually. This is maybe slightly louder in its notification than the Anker, but not bad. But yeah, this one review that I read on Amazon, this guy was like, I just want to listen to something really quiet as I'm getting ready for work early in the morning and my family's sleeping, and it feels like I'm just wake everybody up. So we'll just recap the features here. The Anker sound core, double the battery life, 24 hours versus 8 to 10 hours. 66 foot range versus 33 foot. Very clear sound, no static, perfectly nice to listen to. The Zoee Tree, limited top end, limited treble, kind of irritating to listen to, a constant background static, and can only go 3/4 of the maximum volume of the Anker. The Anker is slightly less bass than the Zoee Tree, but really isn't worth it. The Zoee Tree doesn't compensate nearly enough. And of course, $49.99 versus $29.99. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I was able to inform you of what you needed to know before you end up spending money. And as always, thanks for watching.